Hello everyone, it's fair to say 2021 hasn't got off to the start we'd all expected. We've all been back into lockdown with the majority of our children and young people learning from home, and schools only open for the children of category 1 and 2 key workers and for young people who've been identified as requiring some additional support. However, we are now starting to see plans emerging for a phased return to school, so I was quite keen to provide you with an update on those plans. So it was announced this week that the plans are very much dependent on continued good progress in tackling the coronavirus, and a final decision on a phased return will be announced round about the 16th of February. But if that return does go ahead as anticipated, then the following groups of learners will be able to return to school from Monday the 22nd of February. So those would be young people attending early learning and childcare provision in our school nurseries or in our private provider nurseries, and young people in primaries 1, 2 and 3. For secondary schools, the situation is more complex given the concerns and the pressures around about SQA assessment. Small groups of senior phase learners will be able to return to school on a part-time basis to complete practical work required for assessment purposes. This will require to be carefully timetabled because no more than 5 to 8% of the school roll should be in at any given time. And physical distancing and face coverings will be required among staff and students in the secondary setting. So the management of this will be a real challenge, and our secondary schools will be developing their plans for this over the next 2 weeks and will communicate with parents and students in due course. Those category 1 and 2 key worker children and young people identified as requiring additional support will also be able to continue accessing childcare provision in our schools as they have done since the start of 2021. However, for all other children and young people, home learning will continue to be the default position. There are obviously staffing implications for our schools because they will need to ensure they have sufficient staff in school to do the teaching, and also sufficient staff working remotely to support the online learning and teaching that is going on as well. So logistically it is a big challenge for our schools. These arrangements will be confirmed, as I said, on the 16th of February, and locally across Aberdeenshire, head teachers will provide relevant information to parents and carers in due course. In the meantime, I would just like to say a huge thank you to all parents and carers and young people themselves for their continued support of all our schools and school staff across Aberdeenshire. And I'd also like to say a huge thank you to all our head teachers and all their teams of staff for all they have done and all they continue to do on behalf of the young people of Aberdeenshire. Thank you.